By noon, after a red-eye, your decisions feel 30% slower. And that slowdown isn't laziness. It's a clogged clearance system in your brain. Welcome to Nomad Life Success, episode 179. I'm Aria Reyes. Today, we're breaking down the data, systems, and biological protocols behind the glymphatic reset so you can restore executive cognition in a single night.
Love that framing. Operational risk, not weakness. People treat post-flight fog like a badge of travel. It's actually a performance failure you can fix.
Here's the short promise. 1 night, 3 portable levers, measurable validation with your wearable, lateral head elevation, a brief thermal contrast sequence, and a 10 to 15 minute nasal breathing CO2 protocol. Then check deep sleep percent, HRV directionality, respiratory rate, and a quick reaction time test the next morning. If you see the shift, it worked. Data doesn't care about your jet lag.
Right. Measurable thresholds beat motivation. People want numbers, not hope.
Quick physiology, in plain terms. The glymphatic system clears metabolites during slow-wave sleep. Slow wave reduces cortical firing, changes intracranial pressure gradients, and opens perivascular channels, so cerebrospinal fluid moves. 3 inputs strongly influence that state: posture, thermoregulation, and breathing. We'll treat each as a control knob you can toggle on travel night.
Posture widens the pathways, temperature cues the sleep switch, and breathing sets the neural oscillations. Makes sense from both a clinical and operational view.
Let's take the posture move first. Don't trust a flat hotel pillow. Target a 10 to 15 degree head elevation, plus a lateral tilt, so your torso is slightly rotated. That geometry helps open perivascular spaces and reduces the compression that happens when you sleep fully supine.
Practical packing tip. You don't need medical gear. Roll a medium towel under a folded blanket, or carry a 15-degree inflatable wedge. A narrow body pillow or a sleep belt helps prevent you flipping onto your back mid-sleep. Low friction, high return.
Pack list: inflatable wedge or towel, narrow body pillow, sleep belt or tight t-shirt loop, and your wearable set to track deep sleep minutes and latency. Those items add ounces, not hassle, and they protect decision day performance.
Exactly. And a 1-line log entry each morning, wedge used, arrival time, simple outcomes, lets you see what works over 3 trips.
Next, the thermal contrast. Short, deliberate heating for 20 to 30 minutes, then a rapid peripheral cooling. The point is to accelerate the core-to-skin gradient that signals sleep onset. Practical options: a 20-minute warm shower, or a low-power infrared wrap, followed by a quick cold rinse, or a 60-second cold face splash, and a cooling eye mask as you lie down.
Small operational caveat. Infrared wraps are efficient, but they can nudge core temperature subtly. For older travelers, or anyone with cardiovascular risk, I lean conservative. Warm shower, then cool rinse.
Hold up. I'm curious. When do you actually recommend the wrap versus the shower? The studio tests show wraps are faster and more portable, but I don't want listeners to over-apply heat.
Good question. Decision rule. If you're under 60, healthy cardiovascular profile, and the device is low power and rated for consumer use, a 15 to 20-minute low-intensity infrared wrap is reasonable. If you're over 60, have hypertension, arrhythmia, or any cardiac history, default to a warm shower and avoid the wrap. Also, skip heat if febrile. No heroics, safety first.
Perfect. Explicit rule. Keep heat modest, 15-20 minutes for wraps, 20-30 for showers, then cool quickly. If cooling wires you into wakefulness, dial it back and prioritize posture and breathing instead.
And one more packing note. Check local customs rules. Some countries treat medical-grade devices differently. If in doubt, travel with consumer-rated items or the shower plan.
Now, the breathing primer. 10 to 15 minutes total, nasal only. Start with 4-second inhales, 6-second exhales through the nose for 5 minutes. Then do 2 to 3 cycles where you exhale comfortably and hold for 8 to 12 seconds. No straining. Then inhale. The aim is gentle CO2 elevation to favor slow wave propensity. Stop if you feel dizzy.
Do this seated or reclined with support. Don't do it while driving or walking.
If you use a breath training app or a watch vibration timer, automate the cues so you don't lose count. Structure first, freedom second.
Combine the 3 moves in this order: wedge and lateral positioning first, then the passive heat to cool swing during wind down, then the breathing primer immediately before lights out. That sequence primes both the physical channels and the neurophysiology for consolidated slow wave.
Let's talk metrics and how you'll know it's not placebo. Compare tonight to your baseline, a 10% relative lift in deep sleep percent, or an absolute 45 to 90 minutes of consolidated slow wave where applicable. Overnight HRV should trend neutral to up despite the time zone shift. Look for a small downward move in respiratory rate. Then run 3 short 1-minute psychomotor vigilance tests the next morning for a reaction time proxy.
Common operational mistake: doing all this, then having a cocktail before bed or a late espresso. Alcohol within 4 to 6 hours or late high-dose caffeine wipes out slow-wave gains. That single mistake erases the thermoregulatory and respiratory benefits faster than any device can fix.
Nail that behavior consistently, and you'll get repeatable improvements. Log each night: date, arrival time, wedge used, heat method, breathing rounds, deep sleep minutes, HRV overnight, and reaction time score. Over 3 trips, you'll have actionable trends.
Before we close, safety reminders. Limit passive heating to recommended times. Start breathing exercises gently and seated, and avoid heat if you have fever or known cardiac issues. Stop breathing drills if you feel lightheaded. If anything unusual appears, consult a clinician.
Short and practical recap from legal operational side. Keep documentation for devices. Be mindful of local device rules, and never improvise with medical-grade equipment. Compliance is your safety net.
If you'd like the exact checklist and the wearable template we used in the studio, download the One-Night Glymphatic Reset at shop.nomadlifesuccess.com. It has the packing list, the timing diagram for heating and cooling, and a sample CSV you can drop into any analytics app. Build a portable foundation at shop.nomadlifesuccess.com.
Run it the night you land. Log the results. Share the data with peers. Community feedback tightens operational rules faster than theory alone.
That is your high-performance blueprint for today. Treat your biology like your business infrastructure. If your physical stack fails, the business stops. Minimize the friction and stay optimized.